I got $10,000. What should I invest in? I'm Nate. I'm the FitFutureMD. Upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Pick up that free copy of the nutrition and workout guide in the description below. I'm currently down 45 pounds. And if you're interested in how I did that, pick up the free nutrition and workout guide. I'm the owner of Ensorsale. Ensorsale is family. Together we rise up from humble beginnings to inspire others all over the world with the messages on our t-shirts. Wear your inspiration today and use code FitFutureMD for 20% off. So I've made something similar like this before, but as I've doubled the number of subscribers I have since the last time I made it, I figured I would revisit this topic, right? Because, everyone kind of wants to know where to start, right? Well, the place you start is investing in yourself, right? And that's what where invest to impress came from. I wish I was wearing that shirt today, but invest to impress starts with investing in yourself, right? So it doesn't matter how much money you have. You have to invest in changing your mindset. You have to invest in changing your knowledge base and your skill set and your habits, right? So, some people would say, oh, spend that $10,000 on a course. I personally am not going to spend $10,000 on a course, but that's just me. Some people would say spend $10,000 to get into proximity of somebody that you want to be like. That's not going to be me either, right? At least not right now. If I'm trying to get from 100 million to 1 billion, I might do something like that, but not from 0 to 1 million, because 0 to 1 million is just one avatar, one person, and one product, right? You don't have to, who may not get you to 1 million necessarily, right? But after you get to 1 million, you see a lot of millionaires start to hang out with each other, right? Because they're trying to get bigger than 1 million. So, what would I invest in? Well, number one, I'm investing in books, right? Books are one of the cheaper, easiest ways to learn how to do something without really taking a huge risk on whether that something is for you or not, right? So, for instance, I thought at one point that I really, really, really wanted to open a gym. And then I started reading into gyms and realized that most owners of a gym are there 80 plus hours a week and barely bring home 30 grand a year, right? So that the only way to really make gyms successful is to scale them, to have 10 or more gyms, right? So then you're making 300 grand a year, right? And, that's not really the lifestyle that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for I'm going to spend 80 plus hours a week somewhere and not be able to enjoy my life, right? That's not what I was looking for, right? Now, one day, if I'm making millions of dollars, I may invest in a gym because I love to work out, but it's not going to be what makes me the $1 million, right? But I learned that from reading. I learned that from investigating what I wanted to do or what I thought I wanted to do, right? So, and a lot of times you'll look into something and realize, well, this is just not what it's cracked up to be. Like you see that with a lot of Airbnb owners right now, right? Airbnb is way down, especially the arbitrage ones where they're, renting an apartment for, $2,000 a month, and they were trying to get $3,500 a month off the apartment. And now Airbnb is not renting as well because, right now people have been cooped up in America for a long time. And so they're spending more money abroad, right? Because, they've been basically everywhere locally they could go, the past 3 years. So they're, a lot less people are spending money locally, right? And so that, that Airbnb arbitrage stuff is not looking as good as it was before, right? But it was something that these people didn't really love and want to do anyway, right? It was just, oh, let's make a quick dollar. And that, and that's something that's not talked about a lot. Gary Vee talks about it, doing something you love, but there's also the fact that sometimes when you start doing stuff you love, you don't love it anymore, right? You loved it because it was your little side thing. It was your thing to get away from the world, or, stuff like that, right? So it's just something to think about, when you start thinking about what am I going to invest in? Well, I'm going to invest in knowledge. I'm going to try to figure out and learn, if I want to be successful, be a millionaire. Some people don't want to be millionaires like that. Some people want, the stress-free life. They go in, do their 40 hours and live comfortably, right? And there's ways to do that too, right? So, don't think it's like one size fits all. Like, it's like Robert Kiyosaki says, everyone's stupid for wanting, if you want a 9-to-5 job, right? Not everybody wants to have that pressure of being a business owner, or feeding thousands of people every day, or own an apartment complex where people could get injured, or whatever, right? Some people don't want that stress. Some people don't want that possibility, right? Not everything is for everyone. So you have to figure out what that is for you. And so these people will say, oh, well, that's just your excuse, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe it is. But at the end of the day, you have to figure out what you want, what's going to make you happy. That's why I say invest in yourself. For instance, I basically cut my own hair, right? I haven't gone to someone to cut my hair in a long, long time. If I was saying invest to impress, maybe you go get somebody to cut your hair, right? That's a Ryan Pineda thing. Somebody comes in to him every week and cuts his hair. And that was something that made him feel good about himself, right? For me, hair is not important, right? I always assumed I was going to lose my hair, and now I'm sitting here in my late 30s and still have it. But, it is what it is. But, because, if hair follows your mother's side of the family, my mother's side of the family, they all lose their hair. So I always assumed I would lose my hair. And so I was just like, well, if I'm just going to lose it, I might as well just buzz it off anyway. So that's what I always did. And, I ended up not losing my hair yet, right? So sometimes your assumptions are wrong, right? And it's assuming whatever, the assuming thing. But that's just an example, right? So if you have $10,000, that's wonderful. You need to go figure out what you love, what you enjoy, and that will show you where to put that money, right? Because if you don't like reading about business, then the stock market is not for you, right? If you don't like going around and looking at real estate, then real estate may not be for you, right? And just because those are the two places where people store their money, right, long term to buy assets, doesn't mean that's where you will love. Because the simple fact is, when you start going against professionals in something, professionals are really good at it. And when you're inexperienced, the money that you have will end up in the person with the experience's hand, right? So you have to be in something that you really enjoy, that you really like, right? I think that's why Dave Ramsey says always to buy assets in cash, so even rental houses, rental properties, he doesn't believe in putting mortgages and stuff like that on there. He believes in you saving up to buy it, it makes sense, because when you going up against professionals, those risks get higher because the professionals win, right? Compared to you that may be doing it on the side or whatever, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. If you have a bunch of money, I would say go invest in books and figure out what you actually want to do. If it's something that you actually will love. Obviously, just because you read a book doesn't mean you're going to agree with what that book says, right? Because a lot of people will tell you to build a house of cards on debt, and that's necessarily not the right way to do it either, right? So just keep that in mind. Just because somebody was successful 20 years ago in doing something doesn't mean it's going to be successful now, right? So, you know, keep that in mind, right? Even people that got successful with Facebook ads and all that stuff, if they went and redid all that, they would not be successful now because it's a different market, right? So, you know, keep that in mind as well. I'm Nate. I'm the FitFutureMD. Send this video to somebody that needs it. Invest to impress. Shop at Ensorsale.com. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.